humans, cities, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough to be doing it too on Bushcraft Blitz. Welcome to channel. Welcome along to a little bit of an esoteric voyage through the thought processes of a middle-aged, balding Aussie bloke. This is a look at the World of Tanks Blitz game as, I like to think of it, as three-dimensional chess. Now, I've actually used that title in videos before, and it's something that's come up from other people, like when I interviewed Benny, from the World Champion Legion team, those kind of things. A lot of people love Blitz because it is very much that kind of a game. The thought processes are far more important than the fast twitch. And I'm living proof of that. The fact that I can do well enough in Blitz to kill most people most of the time is a testament to the fact that it's not about fast fingers, because I'm 6'5", middle-aged, and you know, I'm not exactly what you'd call the prototypical PC gamer. What I am is thoughtful, and I'm the kind of person that likes to put the effort into things. And if you can put the effort into things, you can generally get a little bit of a result out. But what I also am is still very much a child at heart in terms of imagination. And if you have imagination in this game, you can make a lot of good things happen. And I'm going to show you some examples of dealing with some of the issues that come up day in, day out in Blitz. Most notably here, I'm going to abuse camo and find a spot on the map where I can make that happen. And I'm also going to deal with problems like, this is an E75. There's a waffle tractor up there. They're both tunneling me. They know who I am, I'm pretty sure. And they both want to put big numbers into me. However, I don't have time to muck around with that. And I'm pumping away on up the other side to have a crack now at the waffle tractor. And that's not what the video is about. What it's going to be about is two things. One is, at the beginning of the game, I noticed they had no mediums and no lights. So I knew I was the fastest thing on the map. I was the best camoed thing on the map. And I immediately thought that through and went, you know what? I can completely dominate this flank by just pushing out here and being aggressive, using the camo and the speed of the tank, and then deny them this area, pull them all right back into that corner there, and smash them. And that's what we've done. You can see our 183 is pushed around here. Mike 8, my good amigo, is also playing the game at the moment. He went the other side, and he's just generally chatting. And now I'm going to use my imagination well and truly. See that bush there that's standing up? See the bush here in front of me? I'm going to keep a bush between me and the target at all times. And what that means is I'm not going to get spotted. I've got very good camo. I'm on the reload. I'm just going to completely abuse the camo mechanic here. And I'm going to think my way through this so that I can sit here and more or less farm damage from a relatively safe position. I can spot. There's that Jagdtiger. And then I can shoot. And there's some big tanks over there. I don't want to be responsible for getting wrecked, and I'm waiting for the right position. I'm not just going to absolutely... There we go. Behind brush. Let's fire, and let's fire with impunity. There's one, unspotted. There's two, unspotted. It's not about doing the damage. I'm just showing you there's three, unspotted. And tracked him as well. I'm on a full reload. I've still not been spotted in this position, and I've fired 5 times. That's using your brain. It's using your imagination. It's actually pushing the map and using the best abilities of the tank, but also thinking your way through it so that you don't have to worry about getting hit, that you can abuse and exploit the best parts of the map. That IS-4 down there has yet to see me. That IS-8 has yet to lay eyes on me. I've had 6 shots down here. I've kill-shotted 1 tank, and now really we're just utilizing again the best parts of the tank and taking free shots. If you've got one bit of brush on their side and one bit of brush on your side, when you fire, you're not going to get spotted. As long as you're far enough behind those that they're in silhouette, or that their viewports, etc., can't see you. And we're now going to go just pump down here and use the hit points that we've saved to get involved in this IS-4. Now, that's just a very simple example of one of the things I love about Blitz, the nature of thoughtfulness and attention to detail and understanding game mechanics, and how knowledge is absolutely power, and how when you set yourself up in the right position, you can do really, really well. And I'm going to show you another one in just a second. And again, it's on Dead Rail. And that should be no surprise, because this is a map that really does... I think this and Vineyards, for instance, are two maps where players that can exploit certain situations and game mechanics are totally able to dominate, and able to do very, very well. And you can see there we 1200 assisted damage, just a nice, easy look. Leopard 1, different kettle of fish. They actually have a medium tank, an M48A1 Patton. I've not seen him. You can see there's 30 seconds gone, and I'm very, very quick up to this area here. I'm also very, very aggressive, because if I can't see anyone else, that means there's no one else here. And if I find a Patton, then I'll happily hit point trade with him, and we can get the win. And I'm going from one bit of bush to the next. You saw me utilize a very, very similar situation just a second ago in the bat chat. But here I'm going to show you me getting it wrong the first time, and then I'm going to adjust, and we're going to do very well. So there's an E100. He's the only target spotted on the entire map. I get my angle wrong here. And rather than screw it up, I adjust and get it right, and then continue to farm damage. So I move forward, but that E100 can actually see me, so I'm going to get spotted by the other guys. And as soon as I fire, there's someone waiting to shoot me, and they can hit me through there. They're in that far corner. They're camping the far corner. I mean, this is not hard to understand. So what I do now is, rather than leave this lovely spot, I want to continue to keep pressure on those guys over there, stop them from putting shots straight across the other way, and I just readjust. Now there's a rock on my left. No one on the far side of the map can hit me. I pull back. I have a 5.9 second reload. That means I've got about 4 seconds of being on the map after firing, and then I reset camo. I move down, get my next shot in, pull back, reset, completely reset. Means every 10 to 15 seconds, if I pop up, I'm capable of putting in an average of 350 alpha. Didn't mean to fire there. That's just me screwing up. And now, again, that 62A is proximity spotting these guys, so I can set my shots up much easier and pull back. These are not the positions you go to all the time. These are indeed positions that are variable, and things that you can do on the map. But if you've got half a brain and you understand game mechanics, and you're willing to think outside the box and not just go to exactly the same position every time the map moves, you look at the damage I'm farming here. Look at it. Reset. Reset. 4 seconds after firing, you are now invisible. Roll forward, and you can have another look. And they're all starting to back off now, because literally they've had enough. They have really had enough. They've not all backed off enough, however, and we get another kill. And this is really important when you're playing tier 10. Why is that important? Because look where they are. That's 7 tanks in one quadrant of the map. In fact, a couple of them hadn't even been spotted there, and those were the big TDs sitting in the corner. This is another great map for this, and the reason I mentioned Vineyards before is because they've got 3 mediums, but they've got 3 TDs. We've got 5 mediums. If we do not get out and spot and hem them into a small portion of the map and pressure them from multiple directions, big TD teams like this can slowly grind you under. Now that's going to mean someone's going to have to put on their big boy pants, roll their socks up, and be an effective spoiler for the team. And it just so happens that I may well be that human. Because I do so love ruining the day for large TDs. We've been very, very aggressive here. I'm not expecting their TDs to move. They'll be camping in the back. So anyone that pushes this corner is going to be pushing it alone, without support. And that's great. That's exactly what we found. And that's exactly what, the case is. And those guys are in terrible positions. There's their TD. He's finally turned up. And we'll have a shout at the Yag. And we also do his ammo rack through that tiny hatch in the top. Like, that's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. He had to blow a kit for that. Pretty hilarious. We are just now hull down, and we've pushed up here. As soon as we clear this IS-8, I'm going to aggressively push up again. So I'm very, very keen to hit point trade with him and make this happen. It's important that we keep the pressure on. There is still an unspotted 183 and an unspotted grill. Their Leopard 1 is now just in a horrible situation up on that rock area there. He's got shots on the left, he's got shots on the right. If he moves, he's going to get hit, and he knows it, and immediately he cops a flogging. We're not worried about the hit point trading element here. We just want to keep them. There's their 3 TDs. Again, much like Dead Rail, I am going to use my imagination and have a game plan here. I mean, look at these guys. Now it's just a matter of keeping the bottle top on. Just absolutely keeping them stuck in that corner. As far as I'm concerned, they can stay there all day. I'm in a beautiful position. I'm hull down. I've got my angles set correctly. They are absolutely pointless to their team right now. That is 3 tanks stuck in a corner who are literally so combat ineffective. It's ridiculous. My team did really well here. The 54 was here. The Leo was here. Everyone was aggressive. You have to be like this. You have to play like this. The only way to counter the stupid passive play is with controlled aggression. Now, you can't push it past the limit. You have to understand that you're not going to win the game in the first 2 seconds of the game. You can certainly lose it if you push too hard. But look, I've still got 3 TDs stuck in that corner. And they just can't do a whole hell of a lot. They really can't. They are so screwed and stuck there because we've allowed them nothing. We've given them absolutely nothing. We've made sure that they are in a position where the world is difficult. Even then, it's not going to be an easy win because they're big TDs and people can make mistakes. But I feel pretty confident that the reason we win this game is the pressure that me and the other mediums on the team were able to bring to bear on this flank stymied the ability of these guys to sit back and get shots without taking damage and without being spotted. This isn't always the case. Some maps, this is nearly impossible to do. Oasis Palms, for instance, is incredibly difficult to do this with if anyone from the enemy team in a heavy tank pushes out to the flank and can go hull down, because you get big TDs like this and they're like 250, 300 meters away, and you quite simply can't outspot and still not get killed by the heavy in front of you. So you end up in a situation where the game stalls out. But Vineyards and Dead Rail and some of these other maps, they do allow you the ability to be very, very aggressive and use the spotting mechanics of the game to actually put big numbers on these guys. And we were completely ready for that. The game was all well and good there and was won by the time we came around here. So there you go. Use your imagination. Get out there, spot, be aggressive. If you're in a light or a medium, there are ways around this, but it takes the right situation and the right play to make it happen. Until next time, look after yourselves on Bushcraft Blitz and stay safe on the battlefield.